Open Stage would like to acknowledge the Susquehannock peoples, upon whose unceded land we produce this show. Open Stage commits to the work of dismantling the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism and the exclusions and erasures of many indigenous peoples that continue today. At Open Stage, we also believe that Black Lives Matter, and you should too. That belief starts with acknowledging plainly how the systems we depend on often operate as if they don't. We at Open Stage proudly stand united with Black people and communities of color during this movement of unrest and uprising. This show is brought to you by Open Stage, a professional theater company. Check out Open Stage's complete list of shows, all of which are offered completely free this season at openstagehbg.com. Thank you and enjoy the show.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
Woo-hoo! I refuse to accept the view that mankind is so tragically bound to the starless.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the host of the award-winning Black NewsBeat, Dr. Kimeka Campbell!
Welcome to the Black NewsBeat! This is great! Oh my goodness, we have such a full house. We got everything to talk about, Because what had happened was we were supposed to do a show in Trinidad, and then we got down there and we partied really hard, and then it was the whole thing. So we have some videos to show you of that. Hi, myriad! Hi, neighbor! I'm so glad you're here! I'm sorry, it's my neighbor, it's Mary, and she's on the show. And I'm so glad she's here and doing well. It's really good to see you. Okay, so, and hi everybody else. I can't see because there's a lot of lights, but I know my friends are here, and I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So you are here for the second anniversary show of the Black NewsBeat going into our third season. Now, when did that happen? Because I feel like we just started. Yes, Sage, what you want to say? What you want to say? Nothing. All right. Well, this is my buddy Sage. She comes once a month and she hangs out with us, and she's going to make a lot of noise. And I want you to follow her lead. Make noise, have a good time. She's probably going to talk through the whole show, so you can talk through the whole show too. That's fine. So we are so excited tonight. It's the anniversary show. I don't know if you heard, but we also won a couple awards, so you know. We're going to talk about that. You know, it's really funny because I put in for these awards. You had to apply, and then they, judge you and stuff, and I forgot about them, and my email just changed, and something else. So I was on vacation, remember the partying hard part, and I jump up out of the bed. I'm like, babe, we won 2 awards! And he's like, what? He didn't even know what I was talking about because that's how long ago it was. So it was such a great thing. I changed my travel plans to come right back from, we stopped in Panama on the way back from Trinidad. So we stopped there, and then I went to New York to do the awards reception, and then I came home. Talk about a roller coaster, you guys. It was crazy. But it was wonderful. I'm so happy I'm happy and sad to be back. 2 reasons I'm sad. One, it was 85 degrees, a solid, constant, sunny. Do you like my tan? Yeah. Yeah, even my boobs got tan. I had to show them off. Okay? Thank you so much. And it was the sun was amazing. It was so nice. So that's one reason. And 2, we partied for 10 days now. We are not as young as we used to be, okay? So even though I'm sad that all the fests in Trinidad, you call everything a fet, I'm sad they're over. I'm also happy they're over because, child, it was a lot. It was a long haul. And in Trinidad, you party 24 hours a day. You start fets at 4. You start them at 2 in the afternoon. You can start them at 8. You can start them at 6. You can start a fet at any hour. So we literally partied around the clock. Right, babe? Yeah. Did you have fun? Yeah. Yeah, he did. It was an amazing time. So we'll show you a little video of that. But before we get there, I just want to check in. How are you guys doing? Yeah, you look great. You look fantastic. Yeah. It sounds like you're happy to be here, so that's great. Welcome to Women's History Month also. So if you have women in your life, celebrate those women. And traditionally when we hear about Women's History Month, they be like, it's a lot of white women. So I want you to celebrate the black and brown women in your life too, right? This is a Black News Beat, so we talk about those things, okay? And we have wonderful guests tonight. But before we get to those guests, I want to show you a little bit about what was happening in Trinidad. The video might be a little small. I tried to pack in as much as I could in there. But please enjoy a little snippet of the fun time we had in Trinidad.
Right now, I can get over it.
So don't you ever let me down again, 'cause I'm depending on you, so you better come through this time. Please hear my cry, and if I ever let you down, my friend, it was a misunderstanding. So if I took it for granted,
No, I'm not the same. I think I done changed. See something not the same. I used to walk into the room, head down, I don't walk. Now I float on my floor on this club. They hanging on to that goose down in my cup. Float on my
and goofy bunch, you're pushing power still. If it's me, I don't leave you with power on a hill. I come here for a stand up. I come to party. So all soca people, put your 2-1 in the air. Your 2-1 in the air. Your 2-1 in the air. I never come here for a stand up.
Listen. First of all, I just want to say I was very proud. I worked really hard to get to a place where I was like, I feel comfortable in Trinidad, in the nakedness. And it was great. So we had a great time with that. And the other thing that you guys saw in that video was steel pan. So steel pan, I always like to tell this bit of history to folks. This is Black history. Steel pan was created in Trinidad and Tobago in the 20th century. And so it is the only instrument that was created in the 20th century. And this is now an international, all that video you saw is an international steel pan competition that takes place in Trinidad every year. So shout out to the Desperados and to, babe, who won? It wasn't Desperados. Desperados came in like real late this year. I forget who it was, but they have like, it's like a whole, it's treated like Super Bowl, basically for pan. So they have finals, semifinals, they compete throughout the year, and it is my favorite thing to do. So I drag Basir with me to go all the pan yards and listen to them practice, and then we go to the finals, and then we also this year got to go to like the winners, it was like a winners event, so all the folks who won in pan or won the soca competitions, we got to see all the winners lined up, and it was really, really fun. So the other fun, hilarious thing is, folks in Harrisburg now, we want to go, we got to go next time, and I was like, okay. I want y'all to know if you want to go, you got to start now. You got to start endurance training. You got to walk and run every day. In Trinidad, you got to chip down the road. You party for 8 hours. However, you get food and drinks inclusive at every party in Trinidad, and it's not as expensive as it's expensive because like they literally feed you like 7-course meals at these events, but it is worth it. $80 and you eat and drink to your heart's delight. It is fantastic. If you want to go next year, like I said, start training now, all right? Because Trinidad is a game, Trinidad Carnival and the Feting is a game of endurance during Carnival season. You got to walk, okay? You got to walk some more. You got to chip. You got to do a lot of this right here, a lot of this, a lot of that. and your calves start to hurt after a little while. So it was a wonderful time, and I love being a first-generation American, living in Harrisburg, living in Pennsylvania, because I get to share this with other folks in the diaspora. We actually in Harrisburg, in the region, I think there are over 100 languages spoken here. There are people from over 50 different countries. So I love sharing this with people because I feel like there's so much that I can learn and that folks can learn too. So, Trinidad 2024, anyone? Anyone? Yeah, you should definitely come. So let's get on with this show. I just want to show you a little something. That was in lieu of the whole episode I was supposed to give you. I'm sorry. We will have a special episode, hopefully, because I have a lot of footage. It means I have to edit it. So, but let us welcome our guests. We have great guests. We're going to after Sweeping the Streets, we're going to hear from our guests. We have beautiful interviews lined up tonight. So let's welcome Dr. Taylor Bryant. Yeah. Let's welcome Saliyma Chapman. Hi, friends. I'm so excited. Let's welcome back Darius and Thomas. They're here to tell us about a special project. Yeah, they're working on a special project and it's about to be amazing. They're being real fancy tonight, y'all. Wait till you see the trailer. Okay. And listen, this is one of my favorite musical guests, and she brought our special guest. Welcome Mika 3K and New King. Like, how did we get blessed with the 2-for-1? Thank you, sis. Thank you, New King. That's amazing. So we were talking about before the show, we have been big, I've always been a big fan of Mika, like from the second I found out about her. But also of New King. Who's seen New King at Singers Lounge? Who's seen New King at events around the city? Who has seen New King kicking people out of events and security? Also. So a very talented person all around, okay? So yes, I'm so happy to have them. So, but before that, we got a couple things to discuss. We got to get a couple topics out the way. Let's sweep these streets, see what's going on. So, we always have a lot of things happening in the world, in the city, so I go through a couple hot topics, but also, I like to talk about things that connect Harrisburg up to the national landscape. So, as you may be aware, we had a couple of, all across the country, housing stock has been crazy low or dilapidated. Y'all know how it looks in Harrisburg, y'all know. And in disrepair for quite some time, but the pandemic really brought it out. Like we saw people, you remember Ebony Rogers was highlighted on the show. Her place, if you remember, she literally got accidentally evicted because she complained that her landlord wasn't keeping up the building, and then they condemned the building, which is crazy. So the pandemic showed the country, and especially our region, just how dire the situation really was. Because you had to shelter in place, people didn't have places to shelter, or the places where they were sheltered were killing them. I also spoke with one of our elders in the community, one of our older black men, who said that the mold, trying to shelter in place with the mold in his house was impossible. So if COVID wasn't gonna get him, in his words, the mold was. So we've seen what's happening across the country, from San Francisco to Brooklyn to Manhattan, all these different places. The housing stock and the state of housing has been really interesting. But however, if you're looking to move or you're looking for a new experience here in the region, we're hoping that some of the projects we're going to talk about can provide some long-awaited remedies to the affordable housing crisis plaguing the city and the region. One such place deserves a shout out: Steel Works Construction. Have you guys heard of them? Yes, located on the West Shore, Lemoyne, but that's okay, we'll let that slide, it's kind of close, all right. Steelworks Construction founder and CEO Jonathan Bowser, listed as one of Central Pennsylvania's Business Journal's owners, Power 100, congrats to him on that, leads an innovative team working on numerous development projects in our area, one of which stands south of the studio. Located in Steelton, Steelworks is near completion, an apartment building project on course to contain 42 ADA compliant market rate units with plans of a grocery store, a retail space in the mix. That's very cool. But Mr. Bowser's company is not alone in their efforts. Listen, hold on, let me not get too excited. I'm getting there. Whew, calm down. So he's not alone, right? Mr. Bowser's company is not alone in these efforts. Stay on the lookout for projects from the Fernandez Realty, the Handles Foundation, and most recently, Vice Capital. And the big shout out here is these projects are headed by black and brown men in the community. I had to get there. I was real excited. I was going to skip what I was going to read to the end. But I am so excited about it. Seeing our black men leading in these areas is something that really, I think it uplifts everyone. That's my personal thing on that, right? Okay, so along with housing, downtowns all over the country have also taken a hit. There was a crazy story about San Diego and how they literally had almost a third of their businesses boarded up or were doing different things and trying to figure out what they were going to do with downtowns now. And ours is no exception. Our famous 2nd Street, once hailed as our city's premier nightlife destination, has experienced a regression that turned a once teeming nightlife hub filled with suburbanites and city employees. It's taken us back to the 90s with how it looks right now. Would y'all agree? It's looking crazy downtown. But now, as our city is slowly getting back to normal, slowly trying to reopen their doors, even Sawyer's has been like dead, which is crazy to me because Sawyer's, at least all the white college kids was down there, at least. But you know, as we're getting back to normal, most recently, the upcoming revamp of the defunct Susquehanna Ale House, which will now house Nocturnal, a dance club owned by the same individuals behind JB Lovedraft. And yes, that was the same lady, JB Lovedraft, that was caught up in that internet stuff in 2020. You can look that up. It's a popular beer and craft burger establishment. But here's the question I have. Downtown is real white, y'all. We live in a 78% black and Hispanic city. So I'm wondering, when is it our time? When is it our turn to put our thumbprint, to put our mark on what downtown should look like? And that starts with property ownership. I mean, we know Nyrese was down there, and we see what happened with that. So I'm wondering, who will be next? Who is going to have the capital? Who is going to have the yes, say it again. We have to petition our city government. We have to petition the folks to treat black and brown business owners fairly, because that's part of the reason why Nyrese is not there anymore. Talk about it. All right. So let's keep looking to the future, but I want to see downtown look a lot more like us, honestly, really and truly. And that's part of the reason why we are here at Open Stage. This is Gib behind the camera over here. And hi, Gib.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You see all these people, Gib? This is crazy. But Gib approached me in 2020. I always tell this story, and he was like, "Oh, you need to talk about things." And I was like, "I can do that." And then, but first I was like, "Oh, Gib, what would I say?" And then, and now. But part of that effort too was to get black and brown bodies into this space where we're sitting right now. So I've had a couple people approach and be like, "Well, what can we do in the space?" And the answer is talk to Gib, talk to me, let's get it popping, right? Yeah. So in national news, we do a little local, we're gonna do a little national. Black women are represented during National Women's Month. It's National Women's History Month. As of February 20th, listen, this sister actually was holding down the end of Black History Month and pulling up into Women's History Month. Joanna McClinton made history by becoming the first black woman to be voted in as the 143rd Speaker of the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. That's a big deal. Shout out to my friend and co-leader, community leader, Joanna McClinton. She's an amazing person. She's a Philly native. She also serves the 191st District. Since earning degrees from both LaSalle and Villanova, she remains a steady advocate in the areas of education, justice reform, and continues to make considerable strides in the indigent defense system that supports state funding rather than city funding that connects constituents with resources for career placement. And another great thing about Joanna is she's very present. She helps to join people across aisles, but she comes loving, but she comes firm, and that's what I love about her. She is here for women, she is here for black and brown folks, she is here for minorities, she's here for the people on the margins, and we are so excited that she's in that top leadership position in the House of Representatives. It's pretty cool. This story is very interesting, coming out of New York City. BLM reparations. So New York City has agreed to pay more than $20,000 to almost 300 individuals who were trapped by police and attacked with batons and pepper spray during the June 4th, 2020 Black Lives Matter George Floyd protest in the Mott Hayden neighborhood of the Bronx. Did y'all remember that? This was very, very ridiculous. Roughly 300 protesters were marching along 136th Street and Brook Avenue when they were blocked on both sides by walls, literal walls, with those big, long plexiglass things of heavily armored NYPD officers, a tactic known as kettling, literally herding people into big groups. After they blocked them in, they then attacked them. Literally is what happened. They sprayed them with pepper spray, they beat them with batons before arresting almost 300 people. And amongst those trapped were medics, legal observers, journalists. This story I got from the Gothamist, and even their journalists were trapped in this crazy melee that the police instigated and then literally hauled people off. And people were scared for it. Literally just a peaceful, very peaceful actually. And it's funny because the NYPD, they didn't apologize, of course. Can't admit fault. But they were like, well, first they said they executed it flawlessly. That was the first story. The second story was, well, we looked at our policies and we think we might want to change a couple things. I'm sure. So we are happy for those protesters. I say $20,000 is not enough for you trying to beat my ass with an inch of my life for protesting injustice. Really ridiculous. My next section is media and melanin. This is one of my favorites. I love media and melanin. One, because I'm in there, because we're going to talk about the awards. Okay. But it's been a whirlwind few weeks as usual. If I forgot something, please, I'm so sorry. But first, shout out to everyone at the NAACP Image Awards. That was a big night. Dwayne Wade, President's Award Gabrielle Union, President's Award Angela Bassett, Will Smith, and shout out to Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union putting the issue of trans black youth on the map. That's important. And I know everybody ain't got to clap. That's okay. But when we say Black Lives Matter, we mean every motherfucking black life, including black trans youth. And the reason why that's important is because when we talk about young people growing up trying to discover themselves and discover who they are, cutting them off by putting them into these boxes can be harmful, detrimental, and worst of all, very often deadly. So I'm very happy that they put that on the map. Thank you to them. The next thing that we have to know about the NAACP Awards is that our very own Amber Luster of Harrisburg was a host. That was really cool. She did a great job. You'll see some of her footage on her page as well. So in other media and melanin news, I went to see Creed. Jonathan Majors. Yeah. Michael B. Jordan. Yeah. But most of them, I follow, because Basir has brought me into this whole world. Now I'm very invested, right? So I've seen Creed 1 and 2. I've seen all the Rockies, even before Basir. But now I'm just like, okay, I know this was your directorial debut, Mr. Jordan. However, they chopped up the story in parts. They did really good in some parts. I won't spoil it. And then they did really weird in other parts. So I'm waiting to see what happens next. We'll see. The next thing that I did want to talk about lightly, oh boy. So Chris Rock did a thing. How y'all feel about it? Let me see. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. So this is what I have to say about this. And then Marlon Wayans tried to did y'all see his special? He also has special. That was not funny either. But I think he tried to usurp Chris Rock's spotlight a little bit by dropping it first on Showtime. But he should have taken Chris Rock's advice and stayed out of stand-up. That's all I'm gonna say. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. He had one good joke, and then he should have sat down. He could have went on FB Live with that joke. That's fine. Second, Chris Rock. Chris Rock is a funny guy. I'm not gonna take that away from him. Basir likes to say he's an intelligent comedian. Okay. But part of it for me is that he be telling a couple lies to buffer, and I know that's showbiz, you do it. But he's lying, and he was a little anti-black throughout his special, and I don't like that for him. Dear Chris, you had the higher ground, and you bombed a little bit, bro. I was already done with him when he didn't throat check them motherfucking white boys for using the N-word. Okay. But playing out your anti-black wet dreams in front of a white audience, while very on brand for you, it's on brand for you, is a bridge too far for me. You say your mama taught you not to fight in front of white folks? Well, what did she say about tap dancing for massa and throwing black women under the bus? What did she say? But hey, if y'all like it, please enjoy being loud and wrong in hell. As for me and my homegirls, we won't be condoning this misogynoir fuckery. And as for Will, he better keep his ass quiet in a corner somewhere. Most of this is on you, sir. Yes, stand up for black women, but no, not like that. Also, did you guys already hear this one? You're an award-winning talk show. Yeah. So we announced on the show page on the 26th, which is my mom's birthday. Shout out to my mom. Happy birthday, mommy. That the Black NewsBeat had been named the Silver Award winner in Special Projects and Community Engagement in Arts Education. So if you guys haven't heard of the Anthem Awards, they're a division of the Webby Awards. And the Webby Awards have been around for 27 years. I remember the first Webby Award. I was like 14, and I was like, wow, one day I'm going to win a Webby. I'm almost there. Anthem. Webby's next. All right. And I just want to take a little time to kind of, just a little video we have. We'll show that, and you can see it was a cute little reception. Cute.
Dr. Kimeka Campbell here, and at the Black NewsBeat, we believe that Black joy matters.
Don't wanna waste my days, I want to spend them on enjoyment. It's been too long, but then it's you. What do you want, why you
There were over 200 people there by the end of the night. There were so many different people from all across the country. I met women from the Dominican Republic, Panama, doing all this great work. And I'm going to have some of them on the show too. So I'm so excited about that. So thank you guys for, kind of supporting that. For supporting that, for amplifying the show, for coming tonight to celebrate with us. You guys are amazing, and I thank you so much. So, last but not least, this show is a partnership between Young Professionals of Color Greater Harrisburg and the Open Stage of Harrisburg as well. And we started in 2020, August 2020, and now we're here. We're in 2023. It's crazy, Gib.
It's crazy.
We had a great, we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. I would like to talk about YPC events and Open Stage events. Join us for our committee party. We have a committee tea party every month where you can come and learn more about YPOC and how to get involved. And join us for happy hour at the end of the month where we usually do Outback at Open Stage, or happy hour at Outback. There we go. And it is a good time. It's been growing and growing. People are coming out of the woodworks. Come join us. It's a lot of fun, actually. And I'm so proud of our Juneteenth planning family. We had our event chair presentations last night for the events. Our events are going to be from June 9 to June 19th. Y'all got to come. They're doing an amazing job, and I am so excited. And if you want to be involved in any way, let us know. We still need people to serve on committees. We need people to volunteer. We need people to make this a legacy event, not just a one-off, right? We don't want things to just be a one-off in the city. We want to keep building, and if nobody likes this joke, but if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, it still needs to happen, right? Next coming up here at Open Stage, Into the Woods is going right now. I'm going this weekend. If you want to come with me, come on. Hair Story by our writer, Maria James Shaw, one of our writers. Shout out to Maria. She has Hair Story that is going to be premiering at Gamut Theater in May. You'll see a commercial of that. So please support her. She's doing amazing work highlighting Black women's hair stories. So I'm so excited. What else is going on? Ann and Emmett.
Sharia Ben is directing Ann and Emmett about Anne Frank and
Yes.
Hill.
And we have the Good of Heart Festival next week.
Good of Heart Festival.
Yeah.
Anne Frank, Diary of Anne Frank play will be opening in 2 weeks. And that's, we have produced that more than any theater company in the world.
Yes, that's right.
Years.
That's right. 23 years. Every year for 23 years. And so, good of heart, Black News Beat will have a special episode. We're going to be highlighting some social justice folks, so you can come hang out with us for a couple minutes. We'll be here next Wednesday. It's going to be a little more subdued because we're going to be really talking through their wonderful work. We'll have some folks that we'll announce tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. Anything else?
Don't forget that Fringe Festival.
Oh, and listen. We're also having a Fringe Festival. Are you a performer? Do you like to do weird things? Come do something weird at Fringe Festival. We are going to be having stages all over the city. It's going to be in July.
July 6th through the 9th.
6th through the 9th, and it's right after July 4th. So that's not an excuse. You can come and hang out with us for that. And if you sing, do you dance? Do you do something that no one's ever seen before? Come hang out at Fringe Festival. The cost of entry is very low. We are also looking for sponsors. This is supposed to be something that really the bar of entry is low because we want people to bring their talents without having that barrier to access. So Fringe Festival is for you and you and you and you. Definitely you. Definitely be at Fringe Festival. And you. HBGFringe.com. Thank you, Kim. HBGFringe.com. Sign up. Come help support. And the rest of you who are like, I don't want to do nothing weird, but I want to see something weird, yeah, come do that with us. That'd be great. Woo! We made it to the first segment. Wow! Look at us. Well, we'll be right back with our first guest. I am so excited for these guests tonight. Y'all, it's going to be amazing. So we'll be right back.
Join us at Gamut Theater May 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th for Hair Story by Maria James Chow.
Stop talking about black hair. What you mean? Nah, don't cheese me. I don't care if it's 4B or 3C. Whether she Moesha or Nisi. If she got a wig done like a Lisi. I know the effort it took wasn't easy. And I know that she ain't do it to please me. So I never try to put her beneath me. Imagine how a black girl feel when she's told that she ain't trying her best though. Just imagine how a black girl feel when she's told that she ain't follow a dress code. Just imagine how a black girl feel when you ask her if she bald headed. From men too, all the ignorant shit that had used to fly before it was all dead. Cause y'all bullshitting, word.
Join us at Gamut Theater May 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th for Hair Story by Maria James Chow.
Welcome back to the Black News Beat. If you are still with us, I see so many people in the audience still. I can see you better from over here. Not as good, not as bad as other, but now I'm like, hi you, and hi you, and you. So we are here with our first guest. We are here with Dr. Taylor Bryant. I just have to say, I've been like ancillarily, like, kind of, lurking on your page for a couple of years. But I know. But then I got to see you speak on Talks with Moms, and it was so refreshing. So first, tell me your journey. Tell me how you got to be Dr. Taylor Bryant.
My journey goes back probably 10 years ago when I graduated with my bachelor's in psychology, and I ended up working at a place called New Story, and it was for kids that had behavior issues and mental health issues. And I was placed on a girl who had some pretty extensive sexual abuse, and nobody could help her.
Wow.
Nobody could help her, but I was able to get through to her and get the help, and that just kind of sparked in me, like, I need to help people that don't have a voice. And that's where it all started for me.
Absolutely. That's amazing. That really actually goes into that's awesome. That goes into my second question. So one thing we need at Central Pennsylvania is more healthcare professionals that not only look like us, but understand us and our needs and our issues. You're one of the few Black therapists in the region. Woo! And trust me, we have looked. Where is your practice, and what specific area of mental health do you work with?
So my practice is virtual. It's called Empress Evolve. We work with postpartum depression because when I became a mom, I realized that what I was going through with postpartum depression, speaking to other women, they did too, but they didn't know. Yeah. And there was no community or space for that. So we kind of developed a program to be able to treat women with postpartum depression. I didn't find that anywhere in this area.
No, there's not.
If I'm being honest, because I remember going to Hershey Hospital and being a psychologist myself, like I would do the assessment, and I'm like, oh, I'm scoring high on this postpartum depression, and they didn't even offer to me anything.
Wow.
They didn't even say, hey, your score meets the criteria for this, let me give you a referral, none of that.
Wow.
So
okay. That's not surprising. I mean, I'm saying wow, but after working at a couple of different healthcare facilities, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So sometimes you watch movies and the postpartum lady thinks the devil possessed the baby, or she drives the minivan into the lake. Is postpartum depression really like that? Is it really that extreme, or is that just Hollywood?
It can be that extreme. That's postpartum psychosis. That's when you have like a mental break and you see hallucinations, you hear voices, and it just causes you to do the craziest things, like drown your kids, like Andrea Yates.
Yep.
She had postpartum psychosis and drowned her kids in the bathtub.
Now, what is the difference between postpartum psychosis and postpartum depression?
Psychosis is more severe, and you can be hospitalized for that. Whereas postpartum depression, it tends to last for about a year. Sometimes it can go further than that. But you have anger, you've got some resentment, you've got intrusive thoughts. But typically it tends to heal with the appropriate counselor or therapist that you go with.
Okay, wow, okay. And so psychosis is more.
You need to be hospitalized for that. Most times you can't just heal that on your own.
Got it. Wow, that's so sad. So Hollywood also shows us the rich white lady, the Brooke Shields types that have to worry about postpartum. They gotta worry. I mean, it's something that I feel is a natural kind of common thing that folks talk about in that community. So is that the case? I mean, seriously, can a bad bitch get postpartum depression?
A bad bitch can get postpartum depression. I did.
Yeah, and she's a bad bitch.
Yes, you can. And you know, I remember my husband and I, we went to the birthing classes before, and they pulled up the slides on what postpartum depression is, what to look for, and he leans over to me, he's like, you ain't gotta worry about that. And I thought so too, because statistically, married, we're financially okay, like, 2-parent household. I didn't think I was gonna get that. And then along came the junior. And I tried to divorce him 10 times. I think I said that on the top mom.
Yeah, you did.
He just got good about what, 2 months ago?
He's back. He's at the doghouse.
2 months ago, he's been good. But yeah, it hits you. It really does hit you. It doesn't miss anyone.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So what are the signs that this just isn't what they call the baby blues? And when should you actually seek professional help? You know, before the minivan in the lake kind of scenario.
Yeah. The baby blues is normal. The hormones drop after having a baby. It tends to last for about 2 weeks. Anything that lasts longer than 4 weeks that you're not yourself. You're angry, you've got those intrusive thoughts, you've got the depression, you feel sad, and you just can't bring yourself out of it. You're not yourself, and you tend to recognize that. You need to get help.
Okay.
But why people don't get help is because, as a mom, if you're saying, I got mental health issues, what does that mean for me being the main caregiver of my child?
That's right.
So they keep that inside, and they don't get better.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, and what if you have a man in your life, a significant other, husband, whatever you want to call it, do dads get sympathy pains or what?
Yeah. Sorry, Tommy. Because men can get postpartum depression too, actually. It's just not as common and it's not known because of the focus on the mom. Do you know what I mean? The connection, the bond with the baby. But men's lives change too.
Yeah.
And if you're an involved father, you know, you're not able to go out anymore like you used to. You're not able to connect with your friends. You're not able to be yourself sometimes because you're in the house, especially those first couple of months with the baby, right? And that's life-changing for men, and that's not often talked about.
Wow. I mean, I don't think I've ever really seriously considered that men could get postpartum depression as well.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. And so you've given us a really great overview of everything. So if someone, give us a good checkpoint. If you're like, this is the thing that is most common, if you know this is happening to you, go ahead and do the thing. What would that be?
For postpartum depression? I don't know if there's a main thing because it looks different for every woman. If you notice that you're really sad and you're withdrawn and you don't want to be around anybody, you feel like you don't want to talk and you're not seeking support, I think that should be a sign.
Yeah.
That should definitely be a sign.
And a lot of people ignore that or they try to shake it off, or they think they think they're responsible to get out of it by themselves.
Yes.
What would you say to that person who feels like, I can do this by myself, I don't need to seek help?
That kind of tells me that there might be some trauma at play, because I do a lot of trauma work as well. That's why I got in with this field, right? At one point in your life, you weren't heard, you weren't trusted, people didn't believe you. So when it comes to parenting, you might feel like, I don't want to speak up because nobody believed me, nobody helped me in the past. So what's going to be different now? But you have to find somebody that you can trust, or find somebody that, you know, believes in you and wants to help you.
Absolutely.
You can't just be by yourself. There's no way to live.
Absolutely right. I agree with that. So last parting words, call to action. What do you want folks to know when they see this interview? What do you want them to know the most?
Mental health impacts everybody. Everybody, especially the Black community. We tend to take on things and not share with anybody because it's just natural to go through things and feel like I can overcome this. But when you do that by yourself, it creates anxiety, it creates depression, it creates more space for trauma to grow and go unresolved. You're not alone, you have to reach out for help. There's somebody out there that can help you.
Absolutely.
That's the message.
That is amazing. I just want to say thank you. You are a joy and a light to listen to, and thank you for being in our community. You don't understand what you said. We said in the beginning. Shout out to Maria for these amazing questions. 4 miles, there are no Black women therapists. 4 miles, and I'm talking miles and miles and miles. And so we are just blessed to have you in our community. Thank you. Dr. Taylor Bryant, everybody. And we will be right back with our next guest.
"99 Characters Entertainment can help you showcase your talents by offering our services and bookings, photography, flyers, logos, jewelry, broadcasting time, and anything else the modern content creators need."
Well, we are back. We have another wonderful guest. Welcome, Ms. Saliyma Chapman. So this young lady is a real estate expert in our area and here to talk to us about homeownership and some other things. But first, how are you?
I am good. I'm excited to be here. I love the show, so I'm
Thank
good.
you. Thank you for joining me for the anniversary so
Yes.
much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This has been a wonderful journey, and it's because of guests like yourself and Dr. Bryant. Like, it's wonderful learning. Isn't it wonderful learning about the things that So let's talk about you. Tell us about your journey. How did you become the real estate expert that you are today?
So after high school, I went into college thinking I wanted to be a psychologist because I always loved helping people. I always had a passion for helping people. But once I got into college, I just felt like it wasn't for me. Once I started to see how much it was adding up, like with the student loans and everything, and then my heart was to help people, but the school I was going to, it was like $40,000 for 1 year, so it was just too much. So I decided to take a break and just try to see what I wanted to do. I started working, and then I came across real estate, and I was like, as a woman of color, there was a point of time where we didn't own ourselves, so to be able to give someone the gift of home ownership would just be like a full circle. So that's how I got into it.
A little bit of honoring the ancestors there.
Yeah, doing it for the ancestors.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, what inspires you to help low-income people find housing? Did you plan to go into this type of career within real estate?
So originally, no, I just started out as a real estate agent. So that's how I got into everything. And once I became a real estate agent, I started to notice most of my clients were not able to get approved for mortgage loans, the traditional route. So either they didn't have a down payment, so they didn't have $40,000 on average to put down. Who does, most likely. Or they had really bad credit. And with traditional lenders, it's really all about the credit. If you don't have a good credit score, you're not getting approved, or you're going to have to put a lot of money down, which again, who has that? So I started to look into what I can do to help my clients, and I came across a program called NACA. And once I made sure it was legit, because it really was too good to be true.
It is, yes.
Like literally, so
Yes.
I was like, let me go to a home buyer workshop, let me see what they're talking about. And once I seen it was legit, I started to send my clients to them, and they were getting approved for houses. So then I started to say, well, let me switch over to that, and that's what I decided to do. And ultimately, now I'm able to solely help low-income families, which is a really big passion.
Yes. So tell us more about this NACA program. I don't know. Do you guys know what NACA is? No. Okay, so tell us about it.
Yeah. So NACA, it is a nonprofit organization. So it was founded in the 80s. So we've been around for about 40 years now. Basically, we get money from banks. So altogether, we have about $20 billion committed. So we get money from like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, different banks that traditionally didn't have like a really good story with people of color. So they're trying to turn over.
Chase?
Not that I know of, but.
All right, JP Morgan Chase.
Yeah, not that I know of, but basically just getting the banks to give us money so we can give it to people who need it. So we are a mortgage loan provider, so we give the money for the houses, but we don't have down payment, so that's zero. We don't have any closing costs, so that's zero. We don't care about your credit score, so it doesn't matter if your credit's good or bad. So what we do have is
like she said, sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, it does,
right.
it does, but it's true. The thing we do look at, it's character-based lending. So we look to see within the last 2 years, have you been paying your bills on time? Have you been paying your rent on time? That's what we care about. And if the answer is yes, 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 then our answer is yes to you.
I love it. So, and NACA stands for Neighborhood Advancement Corporation of America? Is that right?
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
When I first heard about the program, I was overwhelmed. I was like, I can't believe, it was the only overwhelming part was I cannot believe this. I could not believe it.
Right.
But they make you save money.
Yes.
To make sure you can meet your mortgage payments. They take you through a rigorous program.
Yes, it is rigorous. It's rigorous, and like you said, you need to save your housing payment. We need to make sure you have the money to pay for your home inspection, pay for your taxes. So all of the money you're saving with us is money you'll have to save with any company.
That's right.
But we just make sure you have it. That way there's no hurdles for you to get the house. So.
Absolutely right. I love that. So most people think if they have, so we talked about this, most people think, and you just told us, if you have bad credit, you cannot get a mortgage. So why did NACA take this stance of, we are going to tell us more about the character-based piece. Tell us more about that. Because it seems so antithesis to every other type of
and it is, and it purposely is like that. So with our founder, he basically looked at America and seen that there was redlining. So he was not only able to see it, but then say, what am I going to do to change it? And also the wealth gap between certain groups, Caucasian, white, and then minorities, all different ethnicities, but the majority of that African American. So he really wanted to close the gap as much as he could, and then also the redlining, try to reverse some of that as well. So the character-based lending piece came in because of that, because that was something that our community of color, we really suffered from, where our credit was purposely being messed up out of our control, or we really didn't have education on what is a credit score, or sometimes the parent, not all, but some parents, they use the kid's credit, and then by the time the kid gets 18, it's already messed up. So it's like a whole bunch of things that if your parents aren't teaching you because they weren't taught, you're not going to have the good credit. So because of that, we don't care about the credit simply because we know that it's not really in our favor.
Yes.
So we can be like really good when it comes to paying bills, we're good with that. And when we get a mortgage, we can pay our housing payment.
Yeah.
But then we have bad credit. So it really doesn't even affect you as a person. So that's what we're looking at, you as a person.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And so we talked about the too good to be true nature. So what misconceptions have you come across about NACA and the program that you've had to kind of educate on?
Yeah, so there is a lot of misconceptions, just like on YouTube, about the program. One of the big ones is you can get a NACA property as an investment property and then just rent it out and live somewhere else. And I mean, that's kind of true, but kind of not. So if you get a property, you would have to get a multi-unit. So like 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. We go up to 4, and you would have to live in one of the units yourself. You can rent out the other 3, you can get income. We'll teach you how to get your landlord certificate so you can be a good landlord, because that's another piece that we're really good on.
That's a big piece.
Yeah, but you have to live in the house. You can't just have the house and live somewhere else.
Right.
Another big misconception is that you have to pay NACA. So the only thing you're paying is your membership fee, which is $25 a year. And that's because we're a nonprofit organization. And even once you get the house, we have counseling available for all of our members. So that's the only fee you're paying. Everything else is for your house.
$25 a year?
Yes. Yeah. A year. Yeah. Yes. For the membership fee.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason I thought it was higher than that.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, it's $25.
Okay. So if somebody wanted to get involved today, what should they do?
So if someone wanted to get involved today, you can go to NACA.com and sign up for a homebuyer workshop. Or you can go to my social media pages. I have the link right on my page. Click on it. And the first thing you do is go to a workshop that can be done virtually. And after that, you get assigned to a housing counselor like myself. I'm a housing counselor. So if you like me, you can request Saliyma Chapman. And after that, we'll go through paperwork and get you approved. So it just goes as fast as as long as you get your paperwork together, we can get you approved right away.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your social media handle?
So Saliyma, so SALIYMA_NACA. That's on Instagram, or on Facebook, it's Saliyma Housing Counselor NACA.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So Saliyma NACA, and we'll find you. I'm pretty
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah, that's
That's
it.
perfect. That's perfect. Okay. So last parting words. What do you want folks to know about any of this process, and kind of a call to action, and what do you want folks to know?
I want people to know that homeownership is achievable. So many people look at people on TV and be like, oh my God, I love their life. I wish I had that. Not knowing there's certain things you can have, like homeownership, it's attainable. It's just finding the right resources and the right opportunity. And with NACA, it is a resource and it is an opportunity for people who traditionally have been overlooked. So I just want people to understand, I mean, when it comes to housing, when it comes to anything, literally anything is possible in life. You just need to get connected to the resources to get it done.
Absolutely. This has been enlightening. Have you been enlightened? Okay. Please give it up for me. Well, before I do that, this has been wonderful. You are wonderful. I enjoy watching your journey online and how informative you are and just beautiful. And I'm so happy that you're in our community. You're probably one of the only NACA representatives around.
I am.
So it is a joy. The last time I heard about a NACA representative was all the way in Brooklyn. Like it was not even here. So this is a great resource, and I really hope you guys take advantage if you can.
Yes. We're trying to bring it to Harrisburg. That's why. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Miss Saliyma Chapman. That was great. All right. Well, we are moving along here. We'll be right back with our next guest, okay? Our fancy guests are coming up. They're doing some fancy things. We'll be right back.
Join us at Gamut Theater May 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th for Hair Story by Maria James Chow.
Stop talking about black hair. What you mean? Nah, don't cheese me. I don't care if it's 4B or 3C. Whether she Moesha or Nisi. If she got a wig done like a Lisi. I know the effort it took wasn't easy. And I know that she ain't do it to please me. So I never try to put her beneath me. Imagine how a black girl feel when she's told that she ain't trying her best though. Just imagine how a black girl feel when she's told that she ain't follow a dress code. Just imagine how a black girl feel when you ask her if she bald-headed. From men too, all the ignorant shit that had used to fly before it's all dead. Cause y'all bullshitting.
Fuck with me, I'm Mr. 1-4. If y'all don't know me, y'all will. Bust the fuck out of me on that.
Mr. 1-4 said fuck us if we don't know him.
Y'all know him?
Yeah.
Y'all know him now. fuck right.
Hey, yo.
Oh, no. Fuck with me, I'm Mr. 1-4. If y'all know me, y'all will. Bust the fuck out of me on that.
Mr. 1-4 said fuck up to we don't know.
Y'all know him?
Yeah.
Y'all know him now, huh? Y'all know that's the fuck right. Hey, yo.
Oh, no.
Well, we are moving right along here, and we have two amazing guests for you right now. Please welcome Thomas and Darius. Well, you both have been on the show before.
Yes.
But you're back because we've got special things happening. I heard you guys are filming a documentary. Please tell us about that.
We're wrapped up with the filming now.
Oh, we're wrapped up.
Yes.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Ooh. So a little backstory. So as you all know, if you haven't been, pop out this year too. Thomas has been doing Backyard Comedy Jam for 2 years?
It's been 3 years.
3 years. This is amazing. And we all know Darius does everything. He's be filming people, he be taking pictures, he does everything. And they have come together to do this amazing special project about the Backyard Comedy Jam. So tell us about that.
Well, I met Darius at what was it? Another Black Excellence joint you shot. That was what, 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. At which one?
Black Excellence.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yep, I bumped into brother, and that was on a Saturday. By the next Thursday, we was out shooting. Like, you know what I mean? I saw what was going on.
Oh my goodness.
I saw what was going on, and I pretty much was like, yo, I got a story to tell too.
That's right.
Like, let me tell my shit.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, you can cuss. Yeah, fuck that. Let me tell my shit.
Period.
I mean, the brother's down with it, so.
That's amazing. So why a documentary? So you here to talk your shit, right? So why a documentary? Why are we documenting this process? What is important about this process to document?
Well, from the documentarian side, you tell me.
Yes.
What was the question?
So why is this important? Why is this process important to document? What about this?
All right.
Well, wait. What were you doing just now? What was he doing? What was he?
Brother's here. He'll be here. It's important to tell a story and to show a story and the process of it. I mean, I like seeing like the process and where it's going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it literally started when I first seen it. I seen it on social media, right? I didn't really know Thomas at the time. I met him at the documentary, and then when he came to me, we talked, whatever. We started shooting, and I seen how it started when I first started shooting in the Backyard Comedy. Got my first experience, but then I just seen his whole journey, and his ups and downs, the process and stuff he was going through, even business wise, and the point where it got to from being in the backyard to literally being in this, in the bridge where it's, this big, and it's crazy because even when we were shooting, he said earlier on in the film, he was like, if I could take it outside of the backyard and somewhere bigger, I'll do that. We didn't expect it to go there, but that's where it went. So.
And you got to capture all that on film.
Yeah, I captured the whole moment.
This is reminding me of the filmmakers that followed Kanye around for it's giving me those kind of vibes. So, and then 20 years later, they had that footage to I
take that.
That's gonna be amazing.
So you call me Kanye? I don't date white girls and I ain't crazy.
Period.
I take it.
I didn't call you Kanye. I just want to make sure. Put that on the record. I just said it reminded me because you're Thomas Johnson.
I'm gonna take the genius level though.
Period. Genius level. Absolutely. So, so this is a black-owned business, and we know that in this area, black-owned businesses have a hard way to go.
We do.
So tell me about your struggles, and tell me about your triumphs in this process.
Well, the struggles were pretty much just getting it together, like figuring it out. Like what did I want to do? And to be honest, there haven't been any more struggles than that. Period. Like everything's been on the upslide. Like everything. The one thing that I wanted to do was make people laugh, and I was able to do that. Yeah. Like that's literally all I wanted to do, and putting everything together. The high that I get off my shows, other than smoking the whole show, is like other than that is really seeing everybody come together. Absolutely. And them laughing and having a good time, and actually going home with a memory to take home. Absolutely. Like that's where my shit comes from.
Experience.
And yeah, it's not just a show. If you ever been to my shows, and a few of y'all been to my shows, it's a whole experience. It's not just a comedy show to come to. It's something that you're gonna tell your folks about.
Absolutely right.
Leave, so.
Absolutely right.
That's
and so is the film, how is the film capturing this? You're going to tell your folks about this when you come. How are we capturing that in the film?
What part? Like what you mean?
Oh, shit.
So,
Girl, just say it. What? You gotta just say it. You gotta laugh.
Shit.
What you mean?
So, he just said, when you come to the show,
okay,
you're going to leave and tell your folks. You're going to be like, you guys got to come to this next show. So, how are we capturing that feeling in the film?
I mean, honestly, when I shoot, I got tunnel vision. I shoot what captures my interest. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
So, as I'm shooting it, I mean, I'm capturing everybody's their interaction, you know, with the comedy show and stuff like that. And I'm capturing the stuff that's going on behind scenes, and like girlie fainted and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying?
She fainted.
You know. There was another situation. I don't know how good I captured the other situation, but it's just capturing the realism. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'll just be like real focused. Like if anybody know when I shoot something, I don't really be paying attention to. I don't know what the word is for it, but
bro got tunnel vision. Bro got tunnel vision. Bro be on this shit. That's why I got it.
I'll be real focused on like what I'm doing.
I love that. I love that. So. I hear, and I hope I'm invited, I hear that there's a red carpet premiere coming up for the documentary. Can you tell us about that?
Now, I'd be happy to tell you about that. We got a red carpet premiere coming up. That's going to be April 1st. That's held at the Bridge, which is the old McDevitt High School. It's enough for that shit. Like, I mean, I was able to elevate there and take some of the retail space and use it for what I want to, and I was blessed with the opportunity to have a venue space where I'm able to present this premiere. It's going to be a red carpet premiere. I want people to come out to let them know that Harrisburg can do this shit. You ain't got to go to no big city to do that. You ain't got to go to New York, Baltimore, Philly. We around all that. Let them come here.
Let them come to us.
Like,
Absolutely.
now, I mean, we can turn up here as well. So it's a red carpet premiere.
And we do.
Bring your best shit out. There's going to be complimentary drinks, hors d'oeuvres, the premiere itself. We got performers, an after party. It's just going to be nice.
So it's, let me see what date it is. Hold on.
Oh, it's a Saturday. It's April 1st. Like,
I'm just checking today's date, because it's March 7th and I don't have an invite. Oh, okay.
Oh, no, that's going to take us out. Them joints is out there. I mean, you definitely invited. I make sure it happens.
Where it's at.
I make sure it happens. You can take care of.
Okay. And this is, to me, I love giving people their flowers. This is one of the reasons why I love this show. Seeing y'all do this as black men in our community is so inspiring. It is so inspiring. You guys are doing this community work. Like, community work comes in all different shapes and forms. And this kind of community work is so important because you said seeing people laugh, especially with the hard times that we went through in the last 3 years.
Absolutely.
So having this outlet and seeing people gravitate toward it, I am so happy to know you. I'm so happy to know you, and having you capture this, I can't wait for the documentary. I am so excited.
I appreciate it.
So I just want to say that. Thank you guys for doing everything that you do.
Absolutely.
Any parting words? What do you want to tell the people? What you want to tell everybody?
I just want to tell people to be happy. Like, I mean, be happy. Like, there's a struggle that everybody's going through every day. So if you can just be happy, you never know what somebody else is going through. That shit can rub off on them. And shit, just pray for positivity in your life.
Me, I mean, I just like the influence. So, you know what I mean, shout out to my shooters in the room. You know what I mean, a couple of shooters, you know, filming and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm talking.
Who you giving shout outs to? Who you giving shout outs to? Shit! Like, hold on. You said the blah, 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 like, hold on.
That's how we communicate. That's how we communicate. And you know, it's just the.
And everybody was like, yeah. You got a room full
and just even past that, just moving forward with film.
Yes. I'm very excited for both of you. Thank you for coming on the Black
Thank you
News
for having
Beat.
us. Thank you.
And,
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
You see why this show is award-winning? Look at these guests. It's crazy. So we're going to be looking out for that, but we have something special coming up. So we're going to go to a little commercial, and we're going to be right back. Okay?
Calling all members of the Greater Harrisburg community. We need you. We would love for you to join the YPOC and become a part of our leadership team. Would you like to join our board and get great perks and access in the community? Think about it and let us know. We'd love for you to contact us as soon as possible if you are ready. You can email us at info@ypoc-hbg.org. To broaden your skills in digital media creation? Are you looking to be a part of a great team? Well, we need you. The Black News Beat will be trying to fill various positions to help make our show a great success. We'll be looking for tech assistants to help.
Well, remember this is an anniversary show, right? So we have a very special Black News Beat anniversary performance by one of our veteran performers on the show, Mika 3K and New Kid.
All right, thank you, everybody. We got something special for y'all. We got a little song with a little message today. It's a little different from what you're used to. Just pay attention. This for anybody struggling with depression, anybody healing from sexual abuse. Just know you never give up on yourself. Can I get a little bit louder? Yeah. I'll rise to the death for me. Oh yeah. Let's go, New Team. You ready? Yeah. I'll rise to the death for me. Back in the day before I ever realized that so much pain will hide in these brown eyes. Lonely nights, long fights, saw the devil's eyes. Had a strong ass mama, always hear her cries. Looking back on the times I had to fantasize. If I could turn back the clock, man, that nigga died. I served his brain to his mama, call it shepherd's pie. Forever making tears fall from my baby's eyes. No worry, that's mommy making it better now. I put that nigga in the jail and I'ma burn it down. Now this is the last time you guys will ever wear a frown. To keep your head up, baby, God got us down. Break breath, trying to hurt the part. Everybody take advantage of it, hope the heart. But you gotta warm this bitch cause it's cold to start. I'm reaching for the stars, I'm trying to play my part. And all these haters say they shooting like a game of darts. But I'm shooting for the stars, baby, top charts. Many men, but they ain't got far. I'm heading straight to the top, baby, shoot a star. I'm pouring out my heart and soul, baby, open bar. Dig deep, that beauty and two stars. I know you make it out, and I ain't got far. Sailing straight to the sea, call the coast guard. That's right, y'all. If y'all in the audience, I just want you to wave a little bit with us. My eyes, they had so much to see. I'll ride to the death for me. I'll ride to the death for me. Now, if you ain't riding for nobody else, you always gotta ride for yourself, alright? I'ma always stand up for me, you hear me? I'll ride to the death for me. I'll ride to the death for me. Every day niggas getting taken away from us. Sweeping through a hood and knocking all my niggas up. I'm tired of screaming free my niggas throwing threes up. Or it's raining in this porn, roll your sleeves up. They can stand to see you winning, so they team up. But I'm used to hunting, then I get my beef up. Lock the loader, not a moment where I sneeze, huh? I hold it in, I grip my teeth from such a beast, huh? Pretty petty pecking pity peckers. Running balls on these bitches like the fucking lickers. R.I.P. a little screech, bitch, I'm Big Slater. Your bitches hating on me now, but y'all can see me later. All black, everything like I'm Darth Vader. Can't stop my grind and my shine, cause my shit's flame. I'm taking over and they mad, baby, game. But I'm a boss without purpose, now this ain't the same. I'm grinding hard for my seat, y'all can keep the fame. It's just a nigga or a bitch since I bled pain. Eyes low, head high, rolling through the rain. The ones closest to you, nah, they don't be the same. These bitches switch sides the moment that they taste the fame. Tunnel vision to the end, cause it's money first. Been through a whole lot of shit, could have been worse. Now I'm trying to clear my vision before I'm in the hearse.
Ride to the death for me. This pain can't be my destiny, no. My eyes,
My eyes have seen so much, y'all. I just needed a break.
I'll ride to the death for me. I'll ride to the death for me. Success,
As long as you
be my
succeed,
recipe.
you can overcome anything, alright?
Stressing me. This pain won't get the best of me.
Let's go. Yeah,
I'll ride to the death for me. I'll ride to the death for me.
That's right, y'all. It's New King Finley and your girl Mika 3K.
That applause was okay. But you gotta give him a little more than that. Come on now. That was amazing. That was amazing, you two. It was well worth it. Thank you for the gift of who you are. That was amazing. All right, we got something special. Can I have my guests and my singers and everybody come back up? We about to do a champagne toast. Y'all ready? But before we do the champagne toast, while they get the champagne, I didn't get to do an acceptance speech, so we're gonna do it now. Thank you so much. So I have a come right next to me, Come on, come on stage, come on. So I have a speech. Can I get some Academy music? How do we do that? Don't play me off though. Don't play me off. Just. So before the speech though, I want to shout out my husband. Hi, babe. Husband has been here, that's Bassir Vincent, for every single show faithfully and has supported me through this whole entire journey. And I could never have done this without you. We could have never gotten to 2 years. So thank you, babe. I love you. And he's cute. And he's got a nice tan. You saw how cute he is today? All right. We're able to do everything well together and with excellence. And that is something that I'm very thankful for in our relationship. So I love you very much. Thank you. Shout out to the entire Open Stage crew. The entire. Especially Gibby, who has become one of my best friends in the world. And thanks for believing in me and believing in us and helping us shape this vision and bring it to life every single month. Love you, Gib. And here's the acceptance speech. That's my shout outs. Now, on this 2-year anniversary, I'm so happy that we are now an award-winning, international award-winning show. Out of 2,000 submissions and over 10,000 reviews of our work, we won 2 Silver Anthem Awards for our work. And do you know why? It's because of amazing people like you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. That was good. You can clap there. That's good. I'm practicing for the awards. You guys have to give me awards energy, all right? Thank you. Because here at the Black News Beat, we believe that black joy matters. Do you feel the black joy in the room? Do you feel it? Yeah. And celebrating together, laughing together, and winning together is part of what makes our community an amazing place to be. Welcome to season 3, y'all. We here. We here. We made it. I don't see my champagne. Where's mine? Oh, and yeah. So one of the other beautiful things about this show is that, and I don't know if you, give you some stats. We have had just at 60 shows, it's been 58, we have had over 100 guests from the Harrisburg community. We have had 15 different musical artists, rappers, singers. We have had 7 visual artists, painters, photographers, 7 or 8. And the whole reason for this show was to show people that we have this here. Just like Thomas said, we have all of that here. And so I want you guys to be proud of Harrisburg. I want you to keep supporting not just me, but every single person that you see come through this show. Oh, she said I really got to go now. But welcome to season 3. Will you support us this year? On 3. Happy anniversary. 1, 2, 3. Happy anniversary!
Yes.
Love you guys.
It was a beautiful day. It's gonna be a beautiful night. Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass. Let's start it off sexy. What do you say? And all the ladies say. And all the ladies say. I think I like that. And all the ladies say, welcome to the champagne life, where trouble is a bubble in a champagne glass. Dreams and reality are one and the same. And we gon' do it like this.
Got an addiction for life and it's vivid. Like every day is my birthday, you know what I'm getting. And reserved for time match, that's where I'm sitting. Me and my friends in about 6 Miss Independence. And my attitude so chill and so breezy. And my designer suit, I make this look easy. Sexy baby, don't you dare act like you don't see me. Baby, I know you see me. It's all about their fast car nights and the big book days. Living this champagne life, everything's okay. Let's toast it up. Let's toast it up. Said we play all night and we play all day. Living this champagne life, everything's okay. Let's toast it up. Baby, let's toast it up. Champagne life. I got penthouse property on cloud nine. Got the sun jealous 'cause the way I shine. And reserved for time match, that's how I do mine. A nice meal and a good wine, definition of a good time. Living out my dreams, watching them come true. Baby, I'm a boss, I don't know what they do. If you're down to ride, come on and I'll take you. I know you want me to take you. So it was all about their fast car nights and them big book days. Living this champagne life, everything's okay. Let's toast it up. Everybody, let's toast it up. Said because we play all night, we play all day. Living this champagne life, everything's okay. Let's toast it up. Baby, let's toast it up. Champagne life.
Hey. We don't even clap the same when we live in that champagne life. Sexier than a regular clap. Oh, it's a party reserved for top notch. Let's bring it back.
Oh,